Got to give the people, get the people what they wiggity want. All right, Mr. Bass right here. Let's get into it. Let's talk about simplifying exponents using the quotient rule. All right, so we talked about the other three rules. We did those in class today, but now we're going to get at this quotient rule more closely. Remember, the quotient rule says that if you have x to the a power over x to the b power, you simplify that, you do x to the a minus b, right? So basically you subtract the exponents. But it is a little more complex than that. So let's talk about it. So the full steps for simplifying with the quotient rule are as follows. 1, if you have a regular old fraction, simplify that if you can. 2, use the quotient rule to simplify the variables with the exponents. All right, that's the x over a, the x to the a divided by x to the b part, and you subtract them. 3, rewrite your final answer though with no negative exponents. So let's just do a couple examples using those. I think y'all will get this. So example A, you got 12x to the third y to the negative 6 over 30x to the negative 5th y to the 4th. So that first rule says simplify the fractions. So I'm going to simplify this fraction, 12 over 30. So 12 over 30, what goes into those? 6's, 6 and 6. So I get 2 over 5. 12 divided by 6 is 2, 30 divided by 6 is 5. So I have 2/5 right now. Then I have x to the third over x to the negative 5th. So that's x to the 3 minus negative 5. And then I have y to the negative 6 over y to the 4th. So that's y to the negative 6 minus 4. So keeping this thing moving, right? I have 2/5 x. 3 minus negative 5 is like 3 plus 5, so that's x to the 8th. 6 minus 4 is, negative 6 minus 4 is y to the negative 10. All right, so I have this now, 2/5 x to the 8th, y to the negative 10, and now I'm going to write this with no negative exponents. So hopefully I remember, all right, I have 2/5 on the bottom. If I want to get rid of a negative exponent, I move it to the other side of the fraction bar. So right now, this is like this. So 2/5 is going to stay where it is. X to the 8th is going to stay at the top. And y to the negative 10th, to get rid of the negative, is going to move to the bottom and gives me y to the 10th. That's my final answer. All right. Why don't you try part B now before me? See if you could make this happen. So pause it here, try part B. Do what you think you need to do. Cool. So hopefully you did that. All right, so you looked at this and you're like, all right, let me take this regular fraction and simplify it. And you're like, oh, snap, son. I can't. 4/11 just stays 4 to the 11, or 4/11. So now I have x to the negative 6 over x to the 9th. So I'm going to do x to the negative 6 minus 9, and then I'm going to do y to the 3rd minus y to the 7th. Now what am I going to do with that z? Well, there's no z up here. So this is z to what power? That's z to the 0 power. There are no z's. So this would be z to the 0 minus 2. I threw that one in there to get you. Try to make sure you knew what to do with that if it happened, okay? So now let's write this thing out. Actually, let me take that back. So we still have 4/11. We have x to the negative 15. 6 minus 9, negative 6 minus 9 is 15. Y to the 3 minus 7 is negative 4. So that's y to the negative 4. And 0 minus 2 is negative 2. All right? But then sometimes they're like, yeah, I feel you, but I want all my answers with no negative exponents. So let's take this and rewrite it with no negative exponents. So remember, this is just a fraction bar. So let's go write this one more time. Boom, boom. 4/11 I'm going to move this x to the negative 15 to the bottom. So it's x to the 15th, y to the 4th, z squared. That's my final answer. All right, last one. Do example C. I think y'all got this now. You're going to be able to do this one without me. I know you got this. Boom. All right, you just did it. So let's see here. 8/10, that should be pretty easy. Divide by 2, divide by... What's up with me? Oh, no, this is 4/5. Okay, so I got 4/5. I have x, 5 minus 3. I have y, 8 minus 15. And I have z, 12 minus negative 10. That should be pretty good. I have 4/5. I have x squared. I have y. 8 minus 15 is negative 7. And z, 12 minus negative 10 is actually 12 plus positive 10. So that is to the 22nd power. Z to the 22nd power. Cool, cool, cool. Let me rewrite this with no negative exponents. So that equals, ooh, wrong. That equals, I have 4/5. X squared stays at the top. Y to the 7th moves to the bottom. And z to the 22nd stays at the top. There is my final answer. All right, that's it. That's what I got, Mr. Bass. Went quick. Hopefully y'all are ready for tomorrow. We're going to make this happen. I'm out.